What is going on, beautiful people? It is Obscurist Tourist here, and guess what? I'm in Niagara Falls. And right behind me, right there, that rusty hull is the hull of the Niagara Scow, a shipwreck that was shipwrecked here way back in the 1800s. And I know if you're like me, then you've been here many times before and have seen this thing and wondered, what is that? So, let me explain it to you. So the story of this shipwreck begins over a century ago on August 6, 1918. And it was on that particular day that Gustav F. Lofberg and Frank Harris were aboard this very scow, part of the Great Lakes Dredge and Docks Company fleet, dredging up sandbanks from the Niagara River upstream of the waterfall. It had just finished its job when a tugboat named Hacienda attempted to bring the scow back to shore. And it was during this maneuver that the scow broke loose and began floating downriver rapidly towards the falls. Luckily for the two men aboard, the boat got caught on a rock shoal 838 yards from the edge of the falls. But, unluckily, the two Niagara Falls Power Company employees were left stranded in the middle of the raging river. And if you're looking at what I'm looking at right now, that must have been absolutely terrifying, because there is zero chance of being able to swim back to shore. Now, the Niagara Falls Fire Department, the one based out of Ontario that is, tried using a grappling gun to shoot a lifeline out towards the barge, but it didn't work. And it wasn't until the U.S. Coast Guard arrived that they managed to send a lifeline over, and both marooned men made it safely back to shore. When all was said and done, the duo had been stranded in the middle of the Niagara River for a total of 17 hours, and the work of riverman William Red Hill Sr. was particularly of note, as he ventured out to free the tangled breeches buoy line several times throughout the night and eventually assisted the men to safety. Hill was ultimately awarded the Royal Canadian Humane Association Medal for his efforts. Now, it should come as no surprise that the wreck of the scow has been deteriorating for years. As you can see, all that remains in the raging water is a rusting iron hull, and it's only a matter of time before this shipwreck disappears forever from the top of the falls, as evidenced during Tropical Storm Olga. It was during this storm on October 31st, 2019, that water levels rose to record highs. These raging waters dislodged the scow from the rock outcrop that had initially proved to be its savior over 100 years earlier, as it drifted ever closer to the edge of the falls. And it was during this drift that the wreck spun around and ultimately flipped on its side, and how it currently sits today. Who knows how long it will remain in its current position, but at some point, this historic scow will eventually be sitting among the rocks at the bottom of the falls.